Om Vakradunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurudevo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastama Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha.
Atha Tritiyodhyayah.
Atha Tritiyodhyayah.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Kama Yesha Krodha Yeshaha.
Kama Esha Krodha Esha.
Rajoguna Samudbhavaha.
Rajoguna Samudbhavaha.
Mahashano Mahapapa.
Mahashano Mahapapma.
Vidyenamiha Vairinam.
Vidyenamiha Vairinam.
We have seen that shloka. Kamaha, Yeshaha Kamaha Krodaha. It is Mahashanaha, the great devourer, a great consumer. Mahashanaha Mahapapa, it's a great papi. Kama, one who entertains, he becomes a papi. When he executes his wishes, then the wishes not in keeping with dharma, that kama, the icha, then he becomes a papi. He engages in adharma, losing his ability to think clearly. Being an aviveki. Being an aviveki. Kama makes him an aviveki. The person may be a well-informed person, learned person, but becomes an aviveki because of the force of kama. And kama finally consumes everything, including himself. So that is the enemy that destroys him. The kama, when it is not restrained, and that too when it is not proper, not keeping with dharma. So that is the kama, the power of kama, the force of kama, under the influence of which the person is helpless, like Duryodhana said. That is what Arjuna also asked. Anichanapi Vashneya. Anichanapi. Without wishing, as was something which forces him to do. Something which forces a person to do. Now, in the next sloka, Bhagavan Krishna says how this kama functions. How this kama functions, meaning the kama, how it covers the buddhi of the person. Even if a person is a learned person, how it covers the viveka of this person and leading into destruction. Similar to what we have seen in the second chapter, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha, Sangasteshu Pachayate, Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha, Kamat Krodho Bijayate, Krodhat bhavati sammogaha, sammoga smriti vibhramaha. From kama, krodha comes, and krodha, sammoga, delusion. Then by that smriti vibhramaha, he forgets whatever he had learned. And smriti bhramshat, buddhi nashaha, is buddhi. Buddhi nashaha bhavati, buddhi nashat, pranashyati. It gets destroyed. Spiritually destroyed. Destruction means not physical destruction. So it is the karma which covers the viveka, like viveka jnanam of that person. So that is what is said here. So karma operates by covering the viveka jnanam of the person. So let us read this shloka, how this karma functions. Dhumena vriyate vannihi
Tumena vriyate vandihi
yatha darsho malena cha
Yathardarsho malena cha
yatolbhena vrito garbhaha
Yathol Yatholpena vritho garbhaha
तथा तेनेदमावृतम्
Tatha tene damavritam
Vannihi means Agnihi. Vannihi dhumena avriyate. Avriyate. Avrunoti. Dhumaha avrunoti. Dhumaha smoke. Wherever fire is, there smoke will be. And the smoke covers the fire. So the fire is covered by the smoke. The fire is not seen because covered by the smoke. So fire is a cause of smoke and the smoke covers the fire. And this smoke covering the fire, the smoke can be removed by fanning, by blowing. It can be removed by blowing. So it is that covering is not that much strong because smoke is not a very substantial thing. So it is not a solid thing. So it can be removed by fanning. But smoke covers the fire. That is one drishtanta, one example. Second example, yata adarshaha malenacha. Adarsha is mirror. Mirror is covered by dust particles. Dust. So therefore, your face is not reflected in the mirror. The reflection of one's face is not clear in the mirror because the mirror is covered by the dust. Adarshaha, mirror. Malena, dust. Now, to see the reflection of the face in the mirror, you have to wipe the mirror with a wet cloth. So you require some effort. Unlike the effort required on the part required to fan out the smoke. Here, that much effort. Here, more effort is required. So you have to put effort to wipe the mirror, remove the dust. So you can see the drishtanta. This is a stronger. Previous drishtanta in the previous example, smoke covers and smoke can be easily fanned. It can be easily blown away. Whereas here, the dust has to be physically removed. It requires some effort. So one has to put effort to remove the dust. More effort. The previous drishtanta, less effort. Here, more effort. Therefore, there is a difference in the effort. Difference in the effort required to remove. Ultimately, it is the covering only. The previous drishtanta, the covering is dhuma, smoke. In this drishtanta, the covering is dust. So for the removal of both, effort is required, but effort is less in the first example. Effort is more in the second example. Now, third example. Yatolbena bruto garbhaha. Yata ulbena avrtaha garbhaha. Garbha, the fetus is covered by the womb. embryo is covered by the womb, they are also covering. The child in the fetus, the form of fetus, is covered by the womb, the membrane. It is covered. In that drishtanta, in this drishtanta, in this example, we cannot remove it by any amount of effort. You have to wait it out. Time will come, then the membrane will be torn apart and the fully grown child will come out. So you have to wait till the fetus, which is covered by the womb, the fetus becomes a fully grown child. So three drishtanta, the three different degrees of covering, and therefore three different types of effort required. The first drishtanta, first example, a little effort. With a little effort, you can blow away the smoke and fire can be seen. The fire which illumines, because of smoke, it loses as though the power of illumination. So smoke covers. The smoke can be driven away by little fanning. And the second example, the dust has to be removed with effort. You have to wipe the dust with the wet cloth. So more effort is required. The third example, no amount of effort is helpful. You have to wait till the time comes. So one has to wait it out. But in all the example, one thing is common. A thing is covered by another thing. And the density of cover, the example shows the degree of the density of the covering. Similarly, tatha, tena, idam, avrutam. Tena, idam, both are pronoun. What is by what? That is covered by this. Tena, by that, this is covered. This is covered by that. What is covered by what? Both are pronoun. So we have to infer from the previous shloka. Tena idam avartam. This is covered by that. What is this is? What is this is? This is covered by that. This is covered by that. That is avritam. Avritam means covers. We are talking about kama. Yeshaha kamaha, yeshaha krodaha. So similarly, that therefore covers, what covers is the kama covers, the desire covers. Covers what? Covers jnanam, the knowledge. Or atma. Knowledge. Knowledge is covered by. The knowledge is covered because in a fit of anger only the person loses his knowledge. Whatever he had learned, values, etc., everything he forgets. When he is overpowered by kama and krodha, therefore, whatever knowledge, dharmika jnanam, the jnanam, the knowledge, dharmika jnanam, what is proper, improper, that knowledge, viveka jnanam, that viveka jnanam is covered by kama. Knowledge is covered by kama. Idam avritam, this is covered. What is covered? This is knowledge. Covered by tena. Tena is by that, by the desire. So knowledge covered by desire can be of these three types as given in the three examples. The intensity of the covering of the desire, intensity of the covering of desire. The knowledge is covered by the desire. The intensity of that covering can be of these three types. That is, desire covering the knowledge can be like smoke covering the fire. Desire covering the kama covering the knowledge can be like dust covering the mirror. The kama covering the knowledge can be like that fetus covered by the womb. If it is of the first type, then the knowledge can be revealed by just as you fan the smoke with little effort, Similarly, the knowledge can be discovered by removing the cover, desire. That is, the desire can be analyzed, and if the desire is feeble, if it is not strong enough to cover the knowledge, it can be removed with little effort. Suppose if it is of the second type, the desire is covered, the knowledge is covered by the desire is a little stronger, then you need some effort. More effort is required to remove the desire. You need to do more work. You have to, as in the Drishtanta, you put more effort. Similarly, here also you require more effort. Purusha Prayatna as well as Prarthana, both are required. You need to pray and you need to work on to remove the desire, the kama, and kama is here, all kama we are talking about adharmika kama, improper desire not keeping with dharma. So, the desire overpowering you can be kept at check by more and more viveka and by prarthana. So, prayatna and prarthana, both. Whereas the third one, the knowledge is covered by desire completely. So, the person cannot remove the desire because of the force of desire, because of the density of the desire, covering the jnana, viveka jnana. So, it is not easy. The person, even if he wants to remove, even if he wants to come out of this karma, it is not easy because he's under the tremendous influence of karma. He cannot come out from the hold of desire very easily. It takes time. As Chinmanaji in one place he says, a person driving a car at 200 km per hour, he wants to take a turn, U-turn. He cannot put brake and turn. If he puts a brake immediately, then the car will topple. Similarly, though knowing very well the desire is not proper, the person is under the influence of the desire, tremendous influence, he cannot change it immediately. Like alcohol, he cannot give up alcohol immediately. The drug, a person who is addicted to drug cannot give up drug. If he gives up drug, he will collapse. So time, effort, prayatna, pratana, as well as time. As time is required for the fetus to come out from the womb in the form of a fully grown child, it takes 10 months. Similarly, one has to wait it out. There is no other choice. Because he has allowed the desire to overpower his knowledge in the beginning itself. So thou knowledge is not that much strong to overpower the desire. Desire is so powerful that overpowers the knowledge. So if he has, even if he has free will, but the power of desire is high. The strength of desire overpowers the strength of knowledge. Therefore, even if he intends, it's not possible. Free will of little use. By free will, he cannot overpower the desire. Free will is, in spite of free will, the person cannot. So here only the free will is of little operative. In the first two Drishtanta, one can apply one's free will. One can choose to remove the desire by the application of free will. Whereas in the third example, since the desire is so strong, as given the Drishtanta, the third example, when the desire is so strong, it is not easily removable. It is not easily solvable or cannot be easily overpowered by free will. So it requires effort plus time. It's a matter of time. But one should have the sankalpa. Sankalpa is required. Sankalpa, prarthana, and prayatna. So it takes time. So because you allow the desire to entrench strongly in your buddhi. Now the buddhi is occupied completely by desires. by desire, this particular desire, whatever may be the desire. So therefore, free will of less operation, operative. Here only free will. Here only the question comes. Free will is there, fate is there? Yes, it depends. If the strength of desire is more, then free will is less operative. If the desire, the force of the desire is less, then free will can overwhelm the desire, the force of desire. So fate or free will, desire or free will, it depends on the strength of the desire. That strength of the desire, for that only three drishtanta, three examples. So let us read the explanation. Just as a fire is covered by clouds or smoke, all the drishtantas are beautiful drishtantas. Examples. Drishtanta means example. Dashtanta, that is what is illustrated. Illustration, illustrated. Three good illustrations for the illustrated. Illustrated is 3 degrees of desire. Different degrees of desire. From the less intense to the more intense, very strong desire. Just as the fire is covered by clouds of smoke, just as a mirror is covered by dust, and just as a fetus is covered by the womb, so too the knowledge, viveka jnanam. Here it is not atma jnanam, you can take viveka jnanam. Viveka jnanam, but viveka dharma, dharma viveka. Atma and atma we can take, that also we can take. But overpowered by desire only, the person commits karma, which is not proper, adharmika karma. Therefore, dharma, dharma, viveka, jnana. The viveka is covered by desire. Even though fire is self-revealing, prakashatmaka, being effulgent and requiring no light to be seen, still the smoke coming from the fire can cover the fire itself. It's a good example. Atma is self-revealing. Atma doesn't require any medium to illumine. It is self-effulgent. Saprakashaka. Swayamprabha Sambhit Atma. But it is covered by Ajnanam, as though Ajnanam itself is illuminated by Atma, and that Ajnanam covers the Atma, like the smoke covers the fire. And still smoke is a product of fire. Similarly, Ajnanam doesn't exist apart from Atma. So Ajnanam which is illuminated by Atma, that Ajnanam covers the Atma. So the product Ajnanam covers because Atma, smoke, which is a product of the fire, as it covers the fire. In the same way, once discrimination, viveka, knowledge of what is to be done and what is not to be done, dharma, adharma, viveka, kartavyam, akartavyam, is covered by kama, and which is born of the mind alone. So kama, which is of the mind, that covers the viveka of the mind. There are two types of vivekas, dharma, adharma viveka, meaning karya, akarya viveka. Karya means that which should be done, kartavyam. Akarya, that should not be done. What is to be done and what is not to be done. And atma, anatma viveka, the ability to discriminate between the real and unreal, nitya, nitya, vastu viveka. This twofold viveka is required to conduct one's life. If you have karya viveka, dharma viveka, then atma anatma viveka will follow naturally. Karya viveka is karma yoga. Atma anatma viveka is jnana yoga. So therefore, these two vivekas constitute jnanam, knowledge. The mind, buddhi, that has this knowledge, viveka jnanam, is covered by kama. Just as fire can be covered by its own smoke. Similarly, kama, which is born of the mind, covers the viveka jnanam of the mind. That is a beautiful drishtanta. That's a drishtanta. Like fire, your jnanam is also self-revealing knowledge. Therefore, it should be able to serve you. But what happens when it is overpowered by desire? Even though it is self-revealing, but that jnanam is covered by kama, the desire. Therefore, because of that, it is The self-revealing is not revealed. Because it is covered, it cannot reveal. When the karma comes, it takes you over so completely that your murmuring wisdom is nowhere to be found. Krishna provided two other examples here. A mirror covered by a coat of dust and a fetus covered by the womb. The mirror and the fetus are not seen simply because they are covered. You can see the mirror, but at the same time, it is not clear at all. Covered by dust, therefore not clear, reflection not clear. So too, you know an unborn child is there, but you cannot see it because it has yet to see the light of the day. It has to grow. It is only in the development stage, covered by the womb, the membrane. So too, in the first example, you know fire is there, but but you see the smoke, but not the fire. You cannot see the fire because it is covered. Simple Viveka will dismiss many desires. Simple Viveka. There's a specific reason why Krishna used three different examples to make his point here. Everyone has certain karmas that rob his or her wisdom away, but only for the time being. With a little Viveka, a little discretion, you can dismiss them. There are always so many fancies going on in your head, but they need not hold you for any length of time. It is like walking to a department store. You may see many things that you would like to buy, but you just walk away without buying any of them. It is just as well because if you fulfilled every fancy, your home would become the department store. That such fancies take hold of you temporarily, but then by some inquiry, vichara, by considering your purse, by seeing whether you need the objects or not, whether you really want them or not, you're able to dismiss these fancies. Thus, with reference to certain wants, then all that you require is a short vichara inquiry. Other ones, of course, may require longer vichara. Mere vichara may also not be enough. Some force of will may be necessary to dismiss a desire. So, vichara plus will. Simple vichara can remove simple desire, simple fancies. Vichara plus will is required sometimes to dismiss desires which is relatively stronger. Therefore, some force of will may be necessary to dismiss a desire. Still, you will come out the victor because you have the necessary will, free will. You may have to say no out loud, most emphatically, if you really want to do a particular thing. For example, when someone asks you to go somewhere and you want to go, but you know you should do something else instead, you may reply with a loud no. In such cases, half the no is for the other person and the other half is for yourself. This is why it comes out twice as loud. What this no is all about is so well known in India that if you say it when you're eating, you will be given one more helping of food. This no requires will on your part. Vichara itself is not enough. So vichara plus will, free will. This way of dismissing desire is likened here to the mirror that is covered with dust. So prayatna is required. Vichara alone is not enough. The will, exertion of will. So merely blow on it is not enough. In the case of the smoke, not only not only will the mirror remain dusty, it will become hazy as well. So you have to take a wet cloth and wipe the mirror clean, which requires both will and effort. Will and prayatna. Similarly, not giving to your desires require vichara and will. Talking with someone who understands such matters, which requires effort or some other action, may also be necessary. The example of the unborn child is in the womb is much stronger. In that, the time factor, kala, must also sometimes be taken into account with reference to not giving into one's desires. It takes 9 months for a child to be born. Similarly, it may take time to understand your desires and to gain a certain mastery over them. So it is not a one-day job. The desires are strong, so it is not easy to root it out. It is not easy to remove them by vichara. It is not easy to remove by free will. So it takes time. When time is required and you try to circumvent it, the whole effort will be aborted. Therefore, you need to bide your time. Because you have allowed the desire to creep into you for a long time, length of time. Now it has occupied your mind. It is deep rooted. So therefore to root it out is not easy. It takes time. That's why the third example. The fetus is covered by the womb. You have to wait it out. There's no other choice. So the covering illustrated in this verse is binding desire and its modification. The next shloka reveals what is covered. Discriminative knowledge, viveka. Viveka is covered. So that is not said in this shloka. Tata tena idam avrutam. Idam avrutam, this is not, what is this is not told. Idam avrutam. What is idam? That is told in the next shloka. So therefore, we know that the following shloka, therefore we say it is viveka, it is viveka jnanam. Avrutam jnanam tena. That we will read in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवादः.
Dhanyavadaha.